everybody. What is up? It is Monday Motivation. I think I kind of like my glasses on better. Anyways, welcome in. It is Monday Motivation. I am so excited about this month, this whole series and everything. And I think you'll kind of understand it, especially after after tonight's guest and everything. I think you'll kind of get what I'm going for, what I'm aiming for. I can't stand this glare on my glasses. Anyways, make sure you do all the YouTube things. You subscribe, you ring the bell, be notified every time I go live or upload new content, and you do a thumbs up on your way in or on your way out. Elle was dancing to the intro. Good job, Ellie Belly. Gigi loves you. These look crooked too. Guys, I got my contacts in. So those are the readers. But anyways, if you don't know who I am Pamela, a.k.a. Scooter Renee. I am your host of Monday Motivation, as I am for all Monday Motivations. Like I said, do all the YouTube things. Welcome to the OGs. You know who you are. You have been with me since video 1. I'm trying to figure out what I want to say. Episode 1. That's what I want to say. Let's see, and the playback crew. I cannot do all this without you guys as well. So just to show you, if you cannot catch the live, you can always watch the playback. But I count on my playback crew just as much as I do my live crew. So welcome. Glad to see you all tonight. I just cannot say it's just a special night. Real quick, we got Living My Best Life at 60. Echo in the house. Welcome in, Echo. Good to see you. I hope you're back in time. I know you posted that a little earlier. We've got Tammy in the house. Hey, Tammy. Welcome in. Good to see you. We got my baby girl, Harley, in the house. Welcome in, Harley. Good to see you. Kelly in Texas. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. I missed you. All right, guys, so we'll welcome more people as they come in. I'm sure everybody's getting the notifications and everything. I know Cool Ranch will be late if she does get to make it. She's over on Belle's channel right now, hopefully winning. Hey, Norma Kay, welcome in. Good to see you. Lisa D, how are you? Welcome in, Lisa D. And Cassie, the Queen Beans in the house. Welcome in, Cassie. We got Anna, I'm crazy. Welcome. All right, guys. So I shared probably about 2 months ago or so, I wanted to do a special thing by bringing on you, those of you that have been guests of my channel. I wanted to bring you on with me that have a story to tell on how you got to where you are now, how you overcame certain trials. Because I believe we all have a story to tell. And if we can just help one more person, then we're on to something, right? So please share this out to your people. Tonight's topic, I believe, has a strong impact, and someone might just need to hear this. So share this out to people that you think would like to hear it, and share it out to people that you know need to hear it. So last week we talked about, and I'm gonna bring our guest up here in a little bit, so don't worry, I haven't forgotten about this guest. Last week we talked about how life never gets easier. We just become stronger, and I wanted to build on that by creating this series this month from special guests. I know I'm not the only one that has a story. If you guys end up liking this over this whole month of August, then we will probably do another month somewhere where I will have different people on. Because, again, I like hearing stories, especially people that have gone through trials, and especially the triumphs from the trials. Thank you, Norma Kay. Appreciate you. All right. I don't think I'm missing anybody in chat. So that is what this is all about. We're starting the first one tonight. So really quick though. Tonight, Positive Spot Thought has several thoughts. When you stand and share your story in an empowering way, your story will heal you, and your story will heal somebody else. Our stories bring us together. Ever read someone's story and you think, this is exactly what I needed to hear today? Your story will do that for someone else. When we share our stories, we are reminded of the humanity in each other. And when we take the time to understand each other's stories, we become more forgiving, more empathetic, and more inclusive. I'm just getting chills reading all that. All right. Hey, KK, welcome in. I actually got it right tonight. Woohoo! Welcome in, KK. All right. Oops. Thank you, KK. Appreciate you. All right. So tonight's guest is someone I've gotten to know over several months, maybe even a year now or so. I've heard personally her testimony about her life. Powerful, very powerful stories. And I've let each of my guests that will be on with us choose what they would like to share. So I felt she needed to share with you guys a glimpse into one of her many powerful stories. I wanted these series to be very natural, so we will be bouncing back and forth where we share the same thoughts or similar stories. But before I bring up our special guest, I have a special video to give you a glimpse of my life and then some. So I want to share my story at the end of this month, but just to kind of give you a glimpse, I just wanted to share this video with you guys, but also welcome to the new Monday Motivation, guys. Welcome, welcome.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. It ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not know it, but these are the moments that I'm gonna remember most. Yeah, just gotta keep going, and I gotta be strong. Just keep pushing on, 'cause there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle, and sometimes I'm gonna have to lose.
All right, guys. Hopefully you like that. So without further ado, again, I will share all of that and what that means towards the end of the month. But without further ado, I do want to bring up my special guest for tonight. As I said, she has got an amazing story. She's got several amazing stories. So I told her she had to pick just one. But please give a warm welcome, give some hearts and some love and some whatever else you got to give to our special guest, Selena. It was
Hi.
light a while ago, but it's dark now.
I know it. Can you see me?
I can see you. You're good.
Okay.
Oh, I love you guys. So yes, I have been talking. I know Harley said wasn't lying. Definitely cried. Just so proud of my mama. Oh.
My favorite picture was you where the red bridge was, or the red wood thing. It looked like you was doing your marathon.
Oh yeah. That one.
Love that picture.
I do too. I was like, okay,
My
I'm
favorite.
not trying to be, whatever the word is, but I'm like, that's really a good picture of me.
I
I
really
wasn't
like
enjoying it by any means. I definitely wasn't enjoying it. I knew they were taking my picture, so I was like, hey, smile.
Hi.
All right. So, yeah, 3 months ago or so, I had came up with the idea of wanting several different people I already had in my head that want to come on and share their story. And Selena was the very first one because Selena's got some very powerful stories, but I only wanted her to share the one that she's most comfortable to share with you guys. So we'll kind of go back and forth. This is a very laid back Monday motivation type. So she'll do some talking and I'll do some talking. And we'll just kind of bounce off each other. I really want this to be natural. I don't want it to be, scripted or anything like that. I have no questions prepared or anything like that. And so we'll just go ahead and get started. So Selena, tell everybody about you and what you're going to be talking about tonight.
Well, my name is Selena. I've got a channel on here called Selena's Little Country Home. Whenever I started going every time to the motivation, I was like, wow, this is really helping. Wow, this is really helping. Wow, I'm a feather. and, and the cows went moo, but still, I was like, when she put that out there, that she wanted some people to come on, I thought, oh God, okay, maybe I need, what, I don't know what to do about this, but I said, hey, I've got a story that I told her about it, and she's like, yep, you're one of them I have in mind. I said, okay, okay, I'll do it.
And then I told her I'd pay her later.
Huh?
I said, then I told you I would pay you later.
Yeah. Yep. So here I am. Let's see, the subject I kind of was going to talk about. I think a lot of women go through it, and they go through it silently, and that's domestic abuse. Um, but what's crazy in my story is the same person that I was married to, I was with in high school. He was the my first boyfriend, actually, and he wanted to, we were dating and stuff, but he wanted to date other people, but didn't want me dating other people. And when he'd see me, if he'd see me talking to somebody else, he would get me later. He'd drag me into the auditorium. I remember one time he got me and he punched me in the ribs and said, I better not catch you looking or talking to another boy. You know I love you. And I thought, he loves me. This is all an act. He don't care about these other girls. He loves me. Yeah, I was a dodo bird. A lot of things made me accept that was from my past, um, feeling not good enough and deserving of abuse. I know that don't make no sense, but it's funny some of the things in your past messes with you as you get older. You know,
Very,
um,
very true.
yeah, and so I put up with this through high school, and he decided he wanted to go see his mom, so he moved to Florida, but said, "Be faithful to me. I'm going to be faithful to you." Okay, you couldn't do it in Tennessee. What makes me think you're going to do it in Florida? But what does this dingbo do it? Okay, I will, and I did, like an idiot, and then finally I met somebody, and which is my oldest son's father, and he had a fit. He even came back to Tennessee. Uh, but what is crazy? Okay, this is it. I'm nervous and I'm rambling. I'm sorry, but
Like I said, totally natural, unscripted tonight.
yeah, um, his name was Carl. He was my first boyfriend, but he was my second husband. Yeah,
Okay, that's part I didn't know.
yeah. Eric's daddy was my first. You know, I didn't
I
date.
love it.
I didn't just date. I got married. You know, I got married 3 times. Been dating 3 people. Got 3 kids. You know, just laugh. So, but yeah, married a couple of frogs before I found my prince. But me and Mike ended up getting a divorce when Eric's like 6 months old. He didn't really want to get married, but so Carl comes back into my life, and I think, okay, he'll be different now because you know he's got me. He loves me. He'll be different. You know, we get married, it'll be so much different.
When you're older at this point, and
Yeah. Well, yeah, pretty much still
I
stick
mean, I'm not
together.
saying like older, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. And so we get back together. But this time he has a drinking problem. And I didn't really know that. And he has a drug problem, and I didn't know that either. And we get together, and he starts saying, "Well, I want a couple of beers." Oh, okay, I don't like drinking, but okay. And then it started where he wasn't even coming home. So one night he came home. This is what started. Is one night he come home. I was pregnant with Stevie, and I had Eric beside me in the bed. He comes home and he's so drunk, and he, I don't know what happened. He just said, "I'll be back for you," and he took Eric to his bedroom and came after me. And man, I'm throwing covers over me. I mean, he's trying to waylay me. I'm pregnant with Stevie, and I'm like trying to keep my belly covered. And I gave one good kick. I did break his nose, thank you, Lord, but it got him off of me. And he called my mom and said, "You better come and get this." Is, by the way, my mom owned my house. She said, "You better." He said, "You better come get your daughter. I'm about to kill her." So mom comes over there, and I'm hyperventilating, and she's like, "You're going to have to calm down. You're going to lose the baby." So here I am trying to calm down and stuff, and I finally do. And I think, well, that's just he's drunk. He's just being stupid. That's just a one time thing. It won't happen again. I'm carrying his child. It ain't going to happen again. And we're married, and he had a bad accident. He got drunk at work and on moonshine, and they let him leave work. and he didn't make it out of the driveway. He hydroplaned and went off of an embankment and went into a, what do you call them, a cauldron? Them big, not a cauldron. What's them big old things that goes
Sure,
under? Those big old things that goes underneath your driveway and stuff for the water to go through.
a
Anyway,
ditch.
that would work. Yeah, there's a metal piece that goes in there too. But he hit that, and when he did, this is graphic. He went through the windshield and back out.
Mm.
You know, he got really messed up. My brother comes and gets me and says he's bad. He has been in a wreck and he's bad. I have no idea that he was drunk. I thought he just maybe fell asleep. I didn't know nothing. And I got down there and I see Lifestar leaving. And I pray, God, please let him be okay. Please let him be okay. And I got in. I got to the hospital. He looked messed. He was really bad shape. But you know what's crazy is I thought, okay, even though his face is messed up, he's going to know I love him, and everything's going to be better now. Does that make sense?
Yep.
It's like, okay, this is going to change
He'll
him.
see what is in front of him now, and yep.
Yeah. And that I'm here and I'm not going to, I'm not going nowhere. And I just want him to stop and he done a lot of verbal abuse. And I'll tell you this, words hurt worse than fist.
Yep.
They really do. I would rather be punched, knocked out, than to be told that I'm worthless and nothing and ugly. And he told me one time, he said, "You're not the prettiest thing in the world, but you treat me good." And that stuck to me. That stuck to me worse than the punch in the face. And so he gets out of the hospital, and I'm thinking things are going to change. And I find out that he was having an affair with somebody. They told me after his accident. And I don't know what happened. One night he was in the house, and I said something. I don't even remember what I said. And it wasn't nothing major because I think it was, "Why are you going to your dad's tonight?" I think that's what I said. And he grabbed me by my throat, picked me up above the refrigerator, and said, "I hope you lose every effing thing you got." And he left me. He left me with 2 kids, a brand new house mortgage, and everything. And stupid. I'm sorry, I'm outside. And I thought, Lord God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to do this? How am I going to take care of them? How am I going to make it? And and then he filed for divorce, and we were in so many months. You had to have so many months when you have kids before it goes through.
Mm-hmm.
And we were almost to the end, and I got saved. We were okay. Let me back up again.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Let me back up a little bit. My aunt started a. She said she prayed, and God told her to start a thing called Mercy of Life. And they would put 3 people in the pot, and then pray over it, and whoever got it, they pulled, that's who got the groceries. And we had no food, and I didn't know what we were going to do. And so they did the drawing, and it ended up being me. I was the first one. And I told my uncle, I said, they came in with all these groceries. I said, "Will you please thank them for me?" And he went, "Nope, you can." I wrote him a letter and stuff, and he went, "Nope, you can." And I'm like, crap. Okay. So I go to church. I'm going to thank them. I get up and I do thank them. And then I don't know what happened next, but I'm ended up at the altar. I think I flew. I think I don't remember. touching ground, I think. I ended up getting saved. And then that's where life really started changing for me. I met Sam, and I thought he wanted to go out with me, and I'm like, I'm not going to go out with you. You're crazy. I just got rid of 2 idiots. I'm not going to have another one. And he started showing up at church. I did not know that Sam was a preacher's son. So, you know, you think sometimes God has his sense of humor. He gives me a preacher's son to fall in love with. Okay. And so,
We're gonna see how
and,
safe you really are.
huh? No. And so, we start talking. I'm honest with him. I tell him, look, I'm going through a divorce. And I told him, though, that my mama would never watch my kids. My mom watched my kids anytime I wanted to, but I wanted to see what he was going to do. I was going to see how he was going to do with my kids. And let me back up just a second. I'm sorry. This is just memories coming. Before the night that Carl left. No, that ain't right. That ain't right. Um, that ain't right. Let me just scratch that. It ain't right. The one time, after he, just before, okay, after he left, we were in the divorce proceedings and stuff. He, he, oh God, this is hard. Okay, this is hard, but it's easier typing than it is to say it.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Sam was together, and he left, and my daddy came to get the Stevie, and I said okay, and so he took her over there, but Eric stayed home with me, and then I hear a knock at the door. I think that's Daddy. He forgot something, and when I come to the door, I open the door and I got rushed. I got charged, and it was Carl. He charged me, and then he closed the door, and I ran into where Eric was, and I was like, hide, 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 hide. Get under, I was trying to get him down. I didn't know what was going on, but I know it wasn't good. And I tried to get Eric to go down, and he started throwing everything in my bedroom, started pulling out drawers and stuff, and said, I know you got a man living here, and I didn't. I didn't. And he was pulling out, and he didn't see nothing but my clothes. And I was trying to tell him, look, I told you, I ain't got nobody here. And he grabbed me by my jaw, by my underneath my tongue, like that. And he kept on. He was dragging me, but he was yanking me as he was dragging me. And he did end up breaking my jaw. And I was more worried, and this is crazy, but I was more worried. I was more worried about Eric. And this ain't crazy. It's normal for a mother. I was more worried about Eric. And I didn't want him seeing this.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric said, watch while I kill your mom. I mean, Carl said, watch while I kill your mom. And he was choking me out. And I woke up, and I was bloody, but I told him, I started coughing, and I said, I need to get some water. And he went to the front door and blocked it because our back door had settled, and you couldn't open it. I don't know why, you just couldn't open it. It was a double wide, and it settled. And I look at him, and he's got the front door blocked, and I look at Eric, And I know this is going to sound crazy, but like it wasn't, I can't even tell you how many seconds it was that God said, he's okay. And I was like, I looked at Carl again and I hear go to the back door. And I'm telling you, this ain't like this. It was so fast. And I'm thinking the door won't open. And he said, go to the back door. So I looked at Eric again, and then I looked at Carl, and then I ran as fast as I could, and the back door, and it just opened. It just came right open. There was no steps, and I jumped. I don't even remember. I think I was running as I jumped, and I ran up to my mom's, and they were looking at me, and they said, "I said, go get Eric." I said, "Go get Eric." And I said, "You said I have a big mouth, and you didn't hear me screaming." I said, "Go get Eric." And they were just staring at me. And I guess because I had blood coming out of my mouth and out of my nose, and I had been beat up. And so my dad gets his 357. My mom calls the law, and he goes over there, and he jumped when the cops got there. They didn't catch him, but they called him a couple of days later. And I was too scared. And I know this happens to a lot of people. A lot of women are too scared to say anything in retaliation of fear of them going to come back and get you. I know that has to happen. And because we men are more stronger than us, you know, it's just fact. And I wouldn't press charges. I wasn't going to press charges. And the police officer come in and said, "You don't have to. I am." So they were going to give him 5 years in prison for kidnapping and aggravated assault, I believe. And he said, and then in the middle of this, I had found out I was in stage 2 cervical cancer. And when he got me, he did get me also with a roll of quarters and was beating my stomach. And I don't know if that was the aggravated. I don't know, but they got him with that, and they was going to give him 5 years. And I said, "No, don't." And they was like, "What? Don't." I said, "He will come out. He will sit there and get angry, and he'll come out and he'll kill me. He will end up killing me." So they gave him a year and 5 years probation. If he ever even come near me, he would do that 5 years starting that day on, and he would start the whole 5 years. And that's the only way I could even allow anything to happen, you know, to allow to feel okay. But I'll tell you what, it's crazy. Up until he died a couple of years ago. I even with Sam, and Sam's a big guy, and he towered Carl. But I still looked over my shoulder, and if somebody comes in the room, I will scream and throw everything, and it's crazy what you make it through. But when on a positive note, I made it through. I ended up beating the cancer, and I ended up getting married to Sam, and us having a beautiful life. Um, I could have been very bitter, and I refuse to be bitter. I'm just going to love even harder. You know, I'm going to love my friends. I'm going to let them know they're special. I'm going to let you know you mean something. And if I tell this story, maybe one person, even it's the replay group, maybe they're going through the same thing. Maybe they're too scared to do anything. And maybe they need to hear that somebody has made it on the other side, and maybe it'll help them. You know, I still have dreams. I still have dreams of him coming after me and me not getting away from him fast enough and him killing me. And I still went through that. And even though I've got a great husband that loves me so much and has been there for me so much, I still have that fear.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't make no sense. And I feel like I'm an idiot for having them. And I wish I could tell myself to stop. Because he's no longer on this earth. He died of cancer. And I still have problems, even though Sam says good things to me, that I'll think to myself, you're ugly.
Mm-hmm.
You're not good enough. Why does he even love you? Why do you have friends? I mean, this just goes through my head all the time. And it's crazy. And then I find people that I love, and I go into Yenz's chats, and I'd like to cut up, and I like to be crazy because I'm kind of damn crazy, but
I was
I
gonna
do
say.
have blue hair. I do have blue hair, and my kids think that I'm certified crazy. I'm not, but they don't know that.
Your secret's safe from me, Selena.
I know it, and that and a million people who call Stevie, "Hey, your mama wasn't crazy," but I tell you another fear that I was also afraid of is as what was it going to do to my son, my oldest? What kind of man was he going to turn out to be? Would this bother him? Would he get through it? That scared me. And then, Sam is so good that he helped him be the man. And whenever he got married, I used to sing a lot to him until I got my throat cut. I used to sing Simple Man to
Yeah.
them, to my boys. And I would say my oldest son and my youngest son when I was singing to them. And when he got married, he said, "Mom, we were going to have to do a mother and son dance." And he said, "The only thing I could think of is," and I went, "Simple Man." He went, "Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking." So we found Jensen Ackles' version, which was a slow version. And whenever we went to dance, I said, I told him, I said, "You're my first love." And he looked at me and he said, "And you're mine." And he said, "Thank you for everything." And that helped me get peace about that part. I didn't ruin him. He's a good daddy, a good husband. But I refuse to be a victim. I am not a victim. I am a survivor. People who go through this, they don't want to be a victim. Nobody wants to go through this in the first place. They want to be a happy life.
Yep.
And to, as you said on that song, you make it to the other side. It's the climb. I had to go through a lot of therapy and stuff to get through that. And then when I seen through it, me and Sam was great. I had a problem trusting at first
Mm-hmm.
because of fear. And he would set up and I'd do like this and block. And he would be like, "I'm not going to dare hit you." And then one day he said, "When are you going to get I'm not him?" Might as well knock me out. But after that, I started living and started loving and started, you know, making sure that nobody felt that ever again if I could do with it. If I had anything to do with it. You are good enough. You are special. Everybody's special in their own way, and that's what makes us unique. But it also makes us where we're more connected.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yep.
Does anything that Selena makes sense? Not really, but you know, that's how I feel. Um, I just, I don't know. Talk.
I've been paying attention to chat, guys. I just want you to know I have been, but I want Selena to share her story, and I definitely do not want to interrupt you throughout your story as well, because I want everybody to hear it, and I talk enough as it is. So, but I do have to share. Um, the other day, Selena texted me. Right, it was the day of family marathon, and this just kind of shows you what kind of a friend she is. Now, if I can find it, we text a lot since then. Um, she said, "Remember one thing before you go on today, and this is the kind of friends that we need, guys. Friends are in our corner that are going to pump us up when we need to be pumped up. They're not doing it selfishly. They just want you to feel just as good about yourself as you should." And but she said, "Remember one thing before you go on today. You is smart. You is kind. You is important." And of course, she says, that's a quote from the movie Help. So then she texts me later on that night and she said, "I hope you did good today. I was so nervous for you." I said, "Of course I did, because I said I is smart, I is kind, I is important."
Absolutely.
But we need those friends in our lives that's going to remind us that we are kind, we are important, that we do matter, that we are more than, we are enough. You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
the friend
Um,
said, "Is little red."
because you never know. It's like this song that I absolutely love, and I quote the words. And it's "Don't laugh at me, don't call me names, don't get your pleasure on my pain, because in God's eyes we're all the same. So don't laugh at me." And I mean, I know that there's a lot of people who have been abused, maybe mentally, physically, maybe with a friend, maybe with a parent, you know, but that, feel that what's that word? Ridicule? Is that it? I don't know what that word is. When they get, they start feeling it because they hear it enough, but don't do it. And I told my kids, I said, don't ever treat somebody like that. Always treat them with respect. And I worked with the mentally handicapped adults, and I always let my kids be around them because I wanted them to know that there's people in this world that may not know they are in this world, but you always got to treat them with love. You
Hmm.
know, always put out love. The devil would love to tear you down. Oh, he's
Yes.
been testing me all day, but you can't let that happen. You know, you
Yep.
just you just can't. And when what I've been through, it just made me a stronger person than what I had to deal with my health later on.
Right.
It had to make me tough enough to fight. Just like I fought that night to stay alive, I fight now to get through all this that's going on with me today.
Yep. And I think, the stuff that we've been through in our past also helps make us a stronger person. And I do know there are times still, just like with my, with the passing of my, I might as well just say family, um, when you're going through those kind of things, or even when it's, things are maybe aren't as, um, just a little glimpse back when I was finding out what was really going on with my stepdad. And, my oldest daughter was pregnant with my first granddaughter. Going through that darkness at that time, you couldn't have told me that things were going to be better, that there was going to be a light at the end of the tunnel and all that kind of stuff. And I remember driving from here to or to Mayflower, about 25 minutes away from here, and just screaming. I had my windows all down, I had my sunroof open, and I was just yelling at God. I was like, I've had enough. I'm done. I did not ask for this. I didn't bring this on myself. I didn't start this crap myself, but yet people were bringing their crap and then dumping it on me.
Mhm.
And it's like, it's not fair, God. I just remember being so angry. But had I known then what such a light Emma was going to be to my life,
Mm-hmm.
it made me so thankful to go through such a dark period of time, because it made me appreciate the afterwards. The rainbow, kind of like Selena got a picture of a rainbow today. And I'm like, it's the rainbow at the end, when you get past all the darkness and you remember why, But just like Selena, and just like the video, and I'll be sharing bits and pieces of my life to kind of go along with what they're talking about on these Monday nights. But, I got dated my high school first husband. We dated in high school. I broke up with him in college thinking, hey, I want to do the college life. And plus, I knew it's not who my parents wanted me to be with to begin with. But I ended up getting pregnant, and I just knew there was never going to be anybody out there for me. No one that was going to want me, because I am pregnant and I'm having a kid. And, I married him out of fear, is what it was. Fear that nobody would like me, and that I was really no more than what I felt like. I felt like a failure at the time. I felt like, I had big dreams, big hopes for myself, my life. I wanted to make it something big and so forth. And, getting pregnant was the last thing I needed or wanted, because I never had really thought about wanting kids, because I'm just me. But, I ended up getting pregnant with Shelby. I ended up marrying him, and he was an emotional abuser more so. He never really got physical with me except once. But had I not married him, had I not gone through all that struggle with him, I would never had Harley.
Yeah,
And
I feel that way about Stevie. I would never had Stevie.
I would go back and do it all over again just so I could have Harley.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the emotional words that people use. I think I'm just now, and Robert and I have been married for 22 years, been together for 23. I'm just now starting to kind of think, well, I'm really not that bad looking, or, I'm really not a whore or slut or everything that they see underneath the sun, even though you weren't out there doing anything. Robert's never laid a hand on me. Robert has probably come close to calling me the B word, but has never called me the B word. I'm sure he has said it under his breath, and I'm sure he has thought it. Like, no, not one. What's the word? Not one.
We're good at our words tonight, aren't we?
I know, right? But he's never teared me down, is what I want to get at. He's never thought that he needed to make himself better. But like Selena, I thought once I got married and everything, and because my ex-husband had a tumor, and he came from a very, very, very dysfunctional family, because he at the time lived with his mom and his dad, who were divorced from each other, his mom's boyfriend, their son, his sister, her son, and his uncle, all under one household, one roof. And I should have known then, but love is blind, love can sometimes be done, and all that.
Yeah.
I thought I could provide him a better life, that so he would see that someone actually cared about him, wanted the best for him and everything. And
Yeah.
no, he knew he had a better life with me. But when he quit working all the time, job hopping, it was just, it became too much. And I was like, I'm doing it on my own. I might as well be on my own.
Yeah.
And of course, like you said, they threaten you. And so you think, oh my God, they're so right. And his threat was he would take the girls away from me.
See, they use that from you. That what's the most for a woman is their children.
Right,
They will
right.
fight tooth and nail for their children. That's our instinct,
Mm-hmm.
and they use
Well,
that.
well, it took my dad and his business partner at the time, my stepdad and his business partner at the time to say, but he doesn't work. How's he going to support them?
Yeah.
But I just felt like that he could take them. I knew I had, done some things that probably I shouldn't have done.
It's
What
just the
says he
truth.
couldn't use that against me, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I
But
tell
it
you.
all ends up working out, which I'll tell you all the story later, but it ends up working out because he was never their dad to begin with as far as being a dad. He was just, as my girls like to refer to him, as a sperm donor.
Yeah,
So, you know.
yeah. I tell you something that's funny. It ain't funny, but it's funny. Uh, he had a carpet knife to my throat one night, and my mom's 5'1", 5'1", and she walks in the door and sees that he's got that carpet knife to my throat and knocks him out. Knocks him out.
Who was
He
this?
went. My mama, the little bitty Cherokee Indian, my little mama. She punched him and knocked his hind end out. And somebody called the law, and the law came. They put him in the cop car to try to get my brother straight because my brother was trying to get to him for doing that to me. But and I think he ended up going to. He did. He ended up going to jail too for assault. So, I don't know what it was. I don't know, but he was trying to get something out my throat. He took a warrant out on my mama.
I remember you tell me that now.
He took a warrant out on my mama, and the cops come to my mama's house and said, "I need to see Ida Pearl." And Mama goes, "Well, that's me." And they said, "Are you kidding me?" He said, "I'm not supposed to take you into jail." Why? What? He said, "For assault." He said, "But just show up in the court in the morning." And she's like, "All right." And he took a warrant out on her. And whenever we got to court, my dad was a police officer, and they got up there, and the judge asked my mama, "Did you hit Mr. Roberts?" And she said, "Hell yeah, I did." And the next time the SOB hits my daughter, I'm gonna do it again. And my dad went, "She's going to jail." And the judge said, "Well, you're not supposed to use that language in here." He said, "But again, there's no way I would have admitted that little woman knocked me out." And he gave her 6 months probation, time served, and Carl got the same. And they said, "How you want to pay your fee?" And Mom said, "Cash." Threw the cash down and then just walked off. And my ex said, "Well, what? Well, how am I going to do it, Dad?" And he was like, "I don't know, and we got to make payments." But I was like, "Oh my Lord, I just want to get out of here before my mom ends up in jail." I mean, it wasn't. It was a serious thing he did. Was had a carpet knife to my throat, but she was in her late 50s whenever she knocked him one, and he was Lord. He was 6'2". But yeah,
That's
that's
just
funny.
about us mamas.
I'm telling you, I'm
Don't
telling you.
threaten my kids. Don't
Oh,
mess with my husband. Don't mess with my kids, and you sure don't mess with my grandkids.
that's right. If you want to get me hot now, there's things that sometimes I'll tell you honestly, I walk away from people. I am too old now in my life. I'm not going to argue. I argued enough in my life, and I will just walk away.
Yep.
That's it. I walk away. And maybe that's the wrong way for me to be, but I ain't going to, I'm not, I fought too long, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not fighting And I refuse to let someone take my glory.
Right. Exactly.
I'm going to still act stupid and silly and John Brown it all over the place. And, you know, I'll also have Homer Fart Blossom come into the chats every once in a while.
I love
And,
them. They're like my favorite people to have never met.
Homer Fart Blossom. Yep, she's a mess. She's a 12-year-old trapped in a 50-year-old body. But but yeah, I mean, you gotta sometimes the seriousness. You gotta see the funny in it.
Yes.
And my mama getting going to court over trying to save my life. That was funny. It wasn't at the time, but it's pretty funny now, you know.
Right.
Oh Lord, I'm still worried. I'm still scared of that woman. What are you talking about?
I know.
I'm 5'8". I'm still worried about her knocking me out.
Of course, I will say my oldest daughter, she's taller than I am. I think she's 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah.
And of course, I'm 5'2". And so
Yeah.
now that we're adults, I feel safe that I could tell her, hey, you know, I never wanted to push you too far when you were a teenager, even though you pissed me off far enough to where I wanted to.
Oh,
I said,
Lordy.
I was afraid you would just haul off and just knock the snot out of me because she's so much stalkier and taller and everything. And she's like, Mama, I would never hit you. I'm like, well, I didn't know that at the time.
Lord, I remember one time Stevie said something to me, and I pinned her down, and I was just loudly going, 1, 2, 3. She said, why are you counting? I said, so I don't hurt you. 4, 5, 6. And I see Amelia running through here going, and I'm like, and she's like, Mama, what are you laughing about? And I'm like, just payback. That's all I got to say.
Right? Yes, yes. And that's like the greatest. I think that is God's way of saying, you know what, you thought you might have sucked as a parent, but you really did a good job because now they're paying for their payment.
Yeah. You do a little Scooby laugh, you know.
Mm-hmm. Robert calls it my granny laugh. The granny off Sylvester and Twister.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, when a
Yeah.
they could all run through the house from Bella doing that. He's like, you see her.
Yeah. We're feathers.
Right? And Selena, I still have the feather right here. It's protected.
See? Yay. Sam's like, what are you talking about with a feather? I said, well, if you go to on Monday Motivation, you'd know. And he went, I still don't understand about a feather. I said, you're just not cool like us.
You gotta be
whatever. He's like, whatever.
Oh, I love it. KK said that her mom was 5'9". She threw a man out the door at the bar from the other side of the door.
There you go.
Right? It's like, don't test us.
You know, one time I snapped with Carl, and I picked him up, and there is no way I could have done it without adrenaline. I picked him up off the ground one time, and oh my God, no! I did one more time. I'm sorry, I'm lying. I did one more time. Let me tell you this story real quick. I dated him in high school, and I was telling you, he was mean to me in high school. He used to beat on me a lot. He's the reason why I had head problems, because he hit me in high school with a skillet upside the head. But one night he was at this party, and I don't like drinking because of some things in my past. I like to be in control of what's going on with me. But he was drunk, and he was acting like an idiot, and everybody thought he was a butthead. So he passes out. So what I do is I move one leg, and he don't move. I get on top of him. He still ain't moving. I move around a little bit. Nothing. He's passed out. So I just start waylaying on him. I mean, I just waylay on his hind end. And the next morning he wakes up and he's like, what is wrong? What happened to me? I said, you pissed such and such. I'm not going to say his name on here, but you pissed him I said, you pissed such and such off. I said, you talked about his mama and he beat the crap out of you.
What?
So, and then he came up to that guy and said, man, I'm sorry. Well, the guy thought it was because he was being such a jerk. He went, don't worry about it, man. And he's I beat him up. That's the first and only time I really got a good, on him because he was knocked out. I only weighed 89 pounds in high school. I'm
Yep.
5'8". I'm 5'9", and I'm 5'8", and I weighed 90 or 89 pounds. So you can imagine, he just ran me around like a stupid rag doll. But that one time, I got him. Of course, he got me a lot more times. He got more of those each than, but that one time I got him.
It was worth it.
It felt good. But
yeah, you talk about being, getting drunk, and I just have to share this story real quick. But Martin, my ex-husband, had been out drinking for his 21st birthday because he was a year older than me. So I was at home with Shelby, and I was like, oh yeah, take him out, celebrate. We just had our daughter, go out, have a good time, yada, yada, yada. So he comes home, and you could tell he had way more than he could handle, but it was so funny because we lived in a townhouse. And so, it's downstairs, upstairs, and in our downstairs, we had a half bath. And he's like, hey, I take a bathroom. And I was like, okay, well, he goes in the bathroom. Well, I went upstairs, watched a little TV or whatever, came back downstairs, did some stuff in the kitchen or whatever. And I was like, man, he's been in there for an awfully damn long time. Like, what is wrong? And I thought, well, we'll give him a few more minutes. Eventually, I couldn't stand it anymore. I opened that door, and he is sitting on the toilet and is folded over and just smooth passed out. Like, there was no getting him up or anything. I was like, man, his butt's going to be sore in the morning with that ring around his neck.
You leave him? You just leave him like that?
Yeah, I mean, I try to stir him, but, I'm just like, okay, whatever.
I'm telling you.
I'll never forget that because I've never seen someone pass out. And I definitely haven't seen someone pass out half butt naked sitting on the toilet, of all things.
But Carl was kind of a butt to everybody, though. He was one of those cocky people that
Yep.
he was just a butt to everybody.
Yep.
So whenever he did that, I just knew that was probably going to be the only chance I got. But he had gotten me good a lot of times, and I had took it. And why did I take it? Because I thought he loved me. Right? Yes. If he's going to do this to me, he loves me.
Mm-hmm.
That was in my head. I was so stupid. But, unless you find out what true love is, you'll never, you think that you deserve all that stuff.
Yep. And that's what I told the guy that I worked with my dad at the time when I met Robert. We went on our first date. I was like, but he's such a nice guy. Like, I don't date nice guys. I date rebels. And, I like that roughness and everything. And I'll never forget, Tom looked at me and he goes, Pamela, that's what you need. You need a nice guy. Right? Yeah. It was just like, duh.
Yeah.
That now I look back on that and going, why did I think I was so deserving? Of a bad guy. I didn't deserve any of that.
I think Sam was such a good guy. We wasn't supposed to be able to have no children. They had took too much of my cervix. My grandmother died of cervical cancer, and it ran in the family. And, they said there's no possible way you could carry another baby. So we just accepted that. And he said, it's okay. We got two, we're good.
I was trying to figure out where the third one came along.
I got sick. I was fixing to have surgery. And that morning they said, we can't do surgery on you. And I went, why's that? They said, you're pregnant. And I went, no, I'm not. They said, yeah, you are. I said, oh, shut up. They said, no, you are. I went, let me see. I took about 6 pregnancy tests. They done 2 blood tests. And then I went to a OBGYN, and then they said, "Yeah, you really are pregnant." I went, "Oh God." He was a month early, but he was good. He was,
Right.
and I was like, "Holy Moses." But I think God gifted Sam because he was such a good father that he didn't really have to be. And so he gave him a gift of a son. And that's what I feel. So if you do good in life, it comes back. You get blessed. And if you are one of those who doesn't and likes to like to be, mean and drama and all about that stuff, I feel you get that. You get nothing you do goes either rewarded or punished. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Sorry, the
So,
chat's cracking me up. So,
what are they saying?
so Rev said, I thought the same, but it was a taco baby. And
Lord.
Michelle says his butt's sore. How about something hanging for so long?
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's the only thing with Robert and I. I wish we could have had a kid.
Yeah.
Just to know what that was like. But I took care of that little problem in my previous marriage because I thought we could not afford a third child.
Yeah.
And I told Robert, I was like, do you know that it would be humorous to God, but we would both be pissed now. But if God says, hey, here you go, you're probably going to get your wish. Here's your child. Be like, no, you're taking it back.
What was crazy is right after he was born, the cancer was back and they had to do a complete hysterectomy within weeks after he was born. And it's funny how, well, it ain't funny, but I mean, it's just
I know what
strange
you're saying.
what God sees you through.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just our plan. It was God's plan for us to have another one, but we were fine. We have one more, and he's in heaven. But that's a story for another day.
Yep.
And but I'm so grateful for the friends I've got now. I had my 50th birthday was not too long ago. Everybody knew because I had a birth week celebration. I didn't get one. I didn't get no cake or a present, but what I got was all my friends on YouTube saying happy birthday, singing happy birthday, or just and that was the best birthday I've ever had in my life.
Did I sing happy birthday to you?
You did. You
Okay.
did. You and Tammy did. You did. Michelle did. People just wishing me happy birthday, and that was the best birthday I ever had. And I'm like, and it's because in my life right now, where there's chaos, I still have the love, and I still have the friendship, and I still have the people that are here for me through this craziness that I'm going through. And no matter what, I'm going to be okay. Does that make sense?
Yep.
No matter what happens, I'm going to be okay. And it's fun to come in and act stupid and cut up with your friends because how many others have that craziness going on at home, the health problems and
yes,
and maybe even some mental abuse or physical abuse, and they've got this moment on here of the relief of reality.
Yep.
And are able to just act stupid and laugh and cut up. And if I can make one person laugh, then I've done my job for the day.
I think you every morning and laugh, so you done your job for your day every day.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I always want my channel to be. It's a place where y'all can come, y'all can hang out, y'all can get silly and funny and everything, and just leave the drama outside of the channel because I'm already having a hard enough time with different things and stuff that the last thing I want to do is worry about drama. That's why I don't like writing in my chats. I don't care what it is. I don't want it. And it doesn't matter who it is either. But I told Selena, I said I felt like I've known her since forever because her and I, we just have so much in common with each other. We laugh about the same thing. We sing the same song about everything and all that stuff. But also, I told Selena, I said, I just don't have time for hard friendships. Either you're my friend all the way or you're just not my friend at all because I don't have time for hard friendships. So
Our life now with
I
our
want to
age.
enjoy life, just like I said in that video. I just want to have a happy life now. I just want to be happy, enjoy my life, and be with my friends and be there for them be there for me, and not having it be so daggum complicated. I'm too old for that now.
Yeah. Well, you know, at our age, we should be at that age. That we could be silly and stupid and have a good time. And even though we're might be going through it, you know, but we are all older. Okay,
Feathers. We're all
maybe not
feathers.
mentally, huh?
We're all feathers.
We're all feathers. And the cows go moo. Yes. I did that. I did that night. I went out there and I went, I'm a feather, and you could hear her in the background go, "Mrrr." See,
Good for you, lady. Now feed me.
I know. Throw me some hay, or else it won't be another moo. But if you know, so yeah, it's a crazy life, but ain't it great?
Mm-hmm.
We're still all gonna have our troubles and try, and you know, but with people, with love, with the good Lord, we're gonna make it through it.
That's right.
No matter what. So it's gonna be good. And
That's right.
I'm telling you that, and you know it's because I've been struggling lately of what's going on with me, and you still got to kind of get you dum. You tell everybody else, but you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Sometimes we have to tell others.
Yes. That's why I tell Harley, I'm like, you gotta have a pity moment, but just get out of it. Don't stay there,
Yeah, don't wallow. If you wallow, you'll never get out of it.
Right? Yes. So, but Selena, I just thank you so much for coming on tonight and being brave and sharing your story because I know that's not easy to do, especially when you're talking to however many people that have been here tonight, however many people watch the playback, and whoever might watch it in the future. It's kind of hard to, be too vulnerable because there's just certain things that some of us will never share because it's just way too much for YouTube.
Yeah.
But I just thank you so much for sharing that story with everybody and being vulnerable enough to share that with everybody.
Yeah. It's like living it again, though. It's crazy. You're just kind of. But
Right.
it's okay. It's okay, though.
Yep.
I know when I get off here, I'm going to go to bed, and I know that, well, my husband ain't here, but I know that I'm going back to my husband, and I'm going to have a good life, and I'm not in that situation again,
Right.
So that, that's a good thing.
And be thankful that you can always fill your gas tank up. That's what I always say.
I wish nobody would let me drive.
When I can go fill my tank up, I don't have to worry about it,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to be off here though, Cool Ranch, because I've had everybody here for an hour and 15 minutes. So.
Oh Lord, we gotta go.
But thank you, everybody. Tomorrow night I will be on with Roflo. I don't think I have anybody coming on with me. I think it's just Roflo night tomorrow night. At 8 tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Stupid early for me. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyways, 9 a.m. Central, I will be on over at Carol's Creative Corner. I've not been with Carol in forever, and so I'm super excited about it. So I'll be on with her tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And then tomorrow night, Roflo and I'll be back here at 8 p.m. Wednesday night, of course, I think I might be on with Tammy. And I only say that because I will not be on with Cool Ranch this week, unfortunately. Because as of Thursday morning, will be having my granddaughter, and we will be heading to Grapevine, Texas, where we'll get to see Robin and get to have tons of fun, and we won't be back till Sunday. Good idea, Cool Ranch. Why don't you do that for me? I'm just kidding. But yeah, we're going to go on a little trip. I'm excited. I'm ready to kind of get away with her because we don't spend a whole lot of time together now that Gigi's not so cool, and so I'm excited to get away with her. But I will not be on Thursday. Well, starting Thursday, I won't be on until next Monday, a week from tonight. So let's see, what was I going to do? Cream carols. For a second, I'll drop that link for y'all. If I can write. Good grief. There's something else I want to tell you guys. I don't know what it was though. I am invoicing. All invoices are going out tonight. I've done pretty much almost all y'all. I got a few more left to do.
She's a boss.
I told Tammy, I was like, I got so much to do. She's like, I know, you're okay.
Just quit. Let me say it again. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Oh, that's like this weekend. Like Thursday, Cool Ranch and I didn't go on because we have family marathon this weekend. And so I helped Tammy Friday night and we were up late. And then I had mine Saturday night. And then Sunday I went on with 2 old guys. And then tonight, Monday motivation. Tomorrow, I'm just busting it as much as I can. So
just relax also with your granddaughter.
Do what?
I said just relax and just take a moment with your granddaughter. Yeah,
we did this last year and I was just like, whoops, I didn't hit the thumbs down. I was like, I break away from the computer, YouTube, everything. Even if she's watching TV, she wears me out so bad that I'm tired from swimming and everything else that I just don't even miss it while we're going. So, okay, so here is Carol's channel. So we'll be there. Or I'll be there tomorrow morning early. So, but that'll be fine. Oh, you did it, Cool Ranch. I was just joking. And Reb, I've not heard back from Carrie yet on that, but I haven't forgotten about you. And of course, Hemlock, there you are coming in. I have to do it just really quick before I let you go, obviously. Thank you, T. I appreciate it. And now remember what it is, guys. As of Wednesday morning, I'm praying, fingers crossing. Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., 8:45, 9 a.m., I will be able to hear, hopefully, for the first time out of my right ear. I might come on Wednesday night just for the heck of it, at least for that. So I cannot wait. Robert's going to be ready for everything. So. Hey, I got to protect my ears this weekend, so I'm hoping I can wear earplugs and still do swimming and all that fun stuff with Emma. So, and then not leave it behind. That's what I worry about.
Oh, no. Yeah.
All right, guys, if you haven't done so, subscribe to my friend Selena. Give her a thumbs up. Also, ring the bell so you know when she drops new content or when she goes live as well. Don't forget to do the same for me. Thumbs up on the way out. We would greatly appreciate it. Selena, when are you on next? Do you know?
I have nothing in the future right now.
Okay, I didn't think you did, but I just want to give you a chance just in case there was. She's always dropping something, but she's busy with the grandkids this week. So. All right, guys, y'all have a great rest of your night. Thank you for being here for Selena and I, and I'll see y'all then.
Bye.
Bye, guys.